Good afternoon, and welcome to Everybody, the podcast which shares stories that highlight people in life that make the world an interesting place, which ultimately ties us all together in unique and wonderful ways. And who am I, you might ask? I would be the head wrap socialite, wife, mom, micro influencer in the fashion and etiquette world. But on this podcast, I will be introducing you to some people who I've had the opportunity to meet along my journey, who have helped enrich me in my life in beautiful ways, and who I hope will do the same in yours. Good afternoon, and welcome to today's episode of Everybody, where today my special guest is Rhonda Rivers Clark, whom I've known all my life. And not only is she Miss Rhonda Rivers Clark, but she is also my cousin, whom I've looked up to my entire life. She's a go-getter who's never been afraid to try new things. She loves to travel the world, and I'm excited to talk to her about those things. But before we do, I'd like to introduce you to my cousin, Mrs. Rhonda Rivers Clark. Thank you so much, Cousin Rhonda, for joining me on today's episode.
Thank you, Trina. Thank you for having me. My name is Rhonda Rivers Clark. I am Trina's cousin. I also am a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a sister, a aunt, a cousin, and a good friend trying to leave my footprints and trying to build a legacy for my family. I am an entrepreneur. I've had several businesses and still do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also one that people often look up to me for things. They come to me for advice, and I give it because I believe in sharing information. I don't believe that, you should be the only one knowing everything.
Right.
And I also learn something every day from somebody or something. I love to travel. I like exploring the world. I haven't traveled recently. However, when I do travel, I do believe if there are people that you know that is nearby in the area, that you should always visit them or
Absolutely.
give them a call, let them know that you're there. I believe in that because you never know when you won't get the chance to see them again.
That is so true. It's making the most of every opportunity and every experience you have.
Yes. I love my family and I like spending time with my family, my friends, and I just love being me.
Right.
There's always room for change, and I do try to make some improvements in that area, but I just love my family and I love my friends,
I do know because when I was younger and I lived on the East Coast, I remember you would always invite the entire family. It didn't matter where the family lived to your amazing home, have fish fries, and just open your home up to everybody. I love and respect about you. It is always family first with you.
Yes.
It's, a lot of people can talk the talk, but you actually walk the walk, and that you have always been so open with your home to everybody.
My mom unfortunately passed away a couple years ago, and it just has not been the same with the entertaining for some reason. I don't know why, but my house is still open. We're doing different things now with opening up a new business. I have a convenience store that Steve and I and my husband have. So keeps us kind of busy right now.
Exactly. So see, this is what I want people to know about you. You're definitely not afraid to reinvent yourself. You're not afraid to try new things. And we're going to take it back a little bit because in 2015, you decided to start another company. And can you tell the listeners exactly what you started back in 2015?
So in 2015, I started a company called Argene Essentials. It is a homemade bath and body products company that I own, a one-woman shop.
I love it.
No one helps me with the products. And how I got started in that, I actually own a timeshare in Williamsburg. And
Okay.
I went down there 1 week
Mm-hmm.
by myself. I needed a break. And
Mm-hmm.
I told my husband, I'm going for the week.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 5 days by myself and you can come on the weekend.
I love it.
And that's what happened.
I love that you make time for yourself.
Yes, you have to do that. But I went down there and I attended a class and it showed you how to make homemade foot scrubs and body scrubs.
Okay.
And I was like, I can do this. And, and you use the essential oils with it. And then I took an essential oils class
Mm.
that they had. I actually ended up going to GNC and
Okay.
I purchased some oils
Like
because,
GNC, the vitamin company? Okay.
yes. And that particular day, it was like buy one, get one free. And I was like, oh my gosh,
Wow.
I am going to do this.
Wow.
Because I went in September. And
Okay.
so I'm always thinking ahead. And
Yeah.
I said, I can make these for Christmas presents for all of the females in the family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I did. They loved it. In the meantime, a friend of mine that moved to South Carolina, him and his wife, he
Mm-hmm.
called me and wanted me to become a wellness advocate for doTERRA.
Okay.
It's a big essential oil company.
Mm-hmm.
So I started accumulating all these oils and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't use them fast enough. And in the meantime, my sister said, my community is having a craft show. And
Huh.
I was thinking maybe you can make some of your bath and body products and sell them. So I was like, okay. So that's how it started.
When the challenge is put to you,
Uh
you're
huh.
never one to back away, and then
Yes,
you go from there.
sure
So,
do.
can I ask you, when you first went on the weekend to Williamsburg,
Uh huh.
did first went down there, were you just going to rest and luxuriate? And did you find the class after you got there? Or did you already know in the back of your mind, like, oh, there's these classes that I want to, then the trip came after?
Actually, I did not know they had those classes there. I was just going to go down there and just relax and just do
Mm,
me.
right.
Just
Have some
relax.
peace.
I am one also that if I go somewhere, I venture out. I have to explore and see things and do things because you never know when you'll have the chance to get to do it again. And you never know.
That's so true. And it's all about enjoying the experiences while they're right in front of you.
Yes.
Being present to the present, right?
Yeah.
So, Cousin Rhonda, can you tell us a little bit about your products?
My products.
Okay.
90% of my products are used with essential oils, and I am selling them online and also at my convenience store.
So, for those of us who want to try your products for our Gene Essentials, how would we go about finding them?
You can go online to rgeneessentials.com.
Okay. And that's ours and Rhonda.
Yes,
Mhm.
Jeneessentials.com.
Brings me into a question that I have for you. When you did start our Gene Essentials and you specialized in natural homemade pampering products, you eventually decided to delve into the world of natural cleaning products. How did that evolution happen for you?
Well, I would say that doing the foot scrubs and the body scrubs,
Mm-hmm.
people would ask me or say to me, you should start making soap. It just evolved to people want. What do people use that could be beneficial to them? Would provide some type of benefit for them as
Right.
well.
And I love that because you provide those of us out there who want to try an alternative cleaning products. And
Hmm.
you give us a natural alternative.
That's what I do.
So do
That's
you
what I
have any favorite essential oils that you like to work with and why?
do. My favorite is the same as yours,
Mm.
lavender,
Mm-hmm.
because lavender is relaxing.
Yes.
It helps to soothe you. Especially if you have anxiety. I just love the smell of it. And I love going to the lavender fields, picking lavender.
That has been my dream, to walk through fields of lavender while
Uh-huh.
the wind is blowing, because there's nothing more beautiful than to smell lavender in the summer.
Yes, I met a lady and she told me she was going to start a lavender farm and she went with my niece, Brandy.
Oh, I love brandy.
So we both went. Here I am with a straw hat on in her lavender fields, and we're cutting lavender and just the scent. It was just relaxing me. And, it's like I was in my element.
Right.
And Brandy was taking pictures and bees were coming, but it didn't bother me. The bees didn't bother me at all.
Well, Cousin Rhonda, when you tell me this story, it sounds to me as if you and Brandy were exactly where you were supposed to be, frolicking together in the lavender fields. Just makes my heart smile.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So, Cousin Rhonda, you and Cousin Steve have a few different businesses, and recently you started another business. What was your prompt for starting this business?
Yeah, Steve, his grandfather, when they lived in Chicago, when he was a kid, they had a store. So
Wow.
they lived upstairs and the store was downstairs. Well, his grandfather got robbed and someone robbed him, shot and killed him.
Oh my gosh.
So it's always been Steve's dream to have a convenience store, like a candy store, like his grandfather.
That's awesome. It's a way to keep people together, like you're building
Correct.
community within a community.
Exactly. Yep. And we're always trying to help out the community. We have different events going on at the store. Like, well, we gave away tickets to a football game, basketball games.
Wow.
We have different raffles going on at the store.
And it's a way to keep people together to build community, because that's
Yeah,
what this world needs more of. More generous people who are willing to help out other people, not for anything in return, but just to help.
correct.
So, Cousin Rhonda, seeing that you love to help people, what is one piece of advice you would like to leave with the listeners if someone was looking for, let's say, a new job or a new career path, or if they were looking for a new hobby? What should they be looking for to know if that thing suits them?
Ooh, I would just say that you have to find something that you enjoy doing.
Mm,
Don't just switch because you want to switch. You just want to get out of it because you don't like this.
right.
You would have to find something that you enjoy doing. Because when
Mhm.
I retired and I, was fortunate to have the Bath and Body Products business,
Mhm.
I enjoyed doing that.
Right.
And
Right.
I enjoy having a convenience store. I
Mhm.
enjoy that. It's a lot of hard work, but it keeps me busy.
And I love
It
that.
keeps me busy.
I love that you said that it's that you didn't paint it as being roses, like it's hard work,
Yeah, it
but to
is.
find something that you're passionate about, that coupled
So,
with hard work will
mhm.
always yield success. And
Yeah.
Cousin Rhonda, what would be a mantra for you?
To be true to yourself.
Hmm.
And I believe you treat people the way you want to be treated,
Hmm.
because karma could come back on you.
That's true. Yeah.
I really do, regardless of what's going on. And
Mhm.
family first.
Family first. Always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
always family first, regardless. I just feel that way, because life is too short and
Hmm.
you you need to enjoy it while you can. And as we get older,
Hmm.
the family kind of drifts away,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It drifts away and it's not going to be like it used to be.
Right.
But for the older folks, the younger folks need to come and visit and phone calls and, keep in
Mhm.
touch.
Keep in touch.
Text messages, whatever. Keep
Right.
in touch.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about this more and more with every day. It's all about the connections. right?
Mhm.
Whether it's familial connections or friend connections, neighborly connections, connections within the community. I think that's what's going to push our society forward. And it's doing these things and changing one heart, one mind, one person at a time.
Because you don't want a broken link,
Because
keeping the
that's
connection.
absolutely, it's hard to remember a time before COVID uh, came, but you're right about the connections because we felt that connection piece, that link broken when we all had to stay hibernated, even away from our
Right.
loved ones.
Mhm. Mhm.
And once that connection was broken, we saw, a lot of people who you don't realize like how much you thrive as an individual, or how much you thrive as a person until you don't have those people around you to water you, to grow you, to thrive you.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Again, community, family, things into order, put things into perspective. And
Thing is, always keep God first.
amen.
Always keep God first.
I love that.
Always.
And Cousin Rhonda, what 3 things have you learned about yourself in the last year?
Ooh. Hmm. I learned that I can overcome just about anything. And I say that because I was a caregiver for my mom
Mm,
before she passed. And I can say that I seen death. I seen
mhm.
her dying slowly,
Yeah.
you know, but
Hmm.
you overcome. I mean, I still get sad, don't get me wrong.
Right.
I still have my moments,
Yes.
but I can overcome things.
Hmm.
I learned that life is too short. Enjoy it while you can. And if you have the opportunity to go somewhere, do it.
Hmm.
Do it. Don't worry about anything else. I mean, just do it because you don't know when you will get a chance to do it again.
Hmm.
The other thing I learned is that about myself,
Hmm. Hmm.
I learned that at times I'm a procrastinator with
Hmm.
doing things, but
Hmm.
eventually I will get it done.
Hmm. Hmm. And I love that
Yeah.
because you're being honest. There's always something within ourselves that we can improve, right?
Hmm.
And we can
Yes.
build upon, the blocks that were already there within ourselves. The one thing that I witnessed from you, the outside looking in, is that you were stronger in those moments that than you knew at the time.
Hmm.
And like you said, I watched you from afar, taking care of your mom, cousin Breeze, and I marveled at the gift that was given to you in allowing you to be able to be there to care for her because not everybody gets that opportunity, right?
Right. Right.
And you got a chance to walk that path
Hmm.
alongside her, someone who's cared for you for all of these years.
Exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
she became my best friend.
Mm, mm-hmm.
We were more like sisters instead of mother and daughter,
Yeah.
you know?
I do know. And I can tell you to watch the beauty at which you took care of her, the resilience that you had. Like you said, it's not that you don't get sad, but the resilience that you had in the wake of her death, the
Mhm.
beauty at which you carried the family is
Thank
something
you.
that I will always hold to my heart as like, this is somebody who I look up to, someone who I admire, someone that there for the family, loving and kind. And that is a reason why I wanted to have you, on this podcast.
Well, thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you. I appreciate that.
there's so much that I could say, but heart to heart, what I'm saying without saying it. And
Yeah.
this is why, cousin, that I love you.
I love you too, Trina.